I'm going to start that over again because that sucked. So let me just try that again. Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It's been a while since I've done one, so hello. It's probably as good a time as ever to film this. Where we are, which I'm sure if you are anywhere in the US, you're probably in a similar boat to us, but we are quarantined pretty much, or recommended to be quarantined. Luckily for us, it doesn't really change much. I homeschool my kids, so I'm already home. We just limit our trips out of the house. But it's really taken on a life of its own. And so I thought, and Gimpy thought, he got this game in. Why not film something fun and lighthearted and put it up on the channel to kind of lighten the mood. Maybe you've been home and you're going crazy and you want a new game, you want to see something fun. So this is a new one. It just arrived, I want to say it was either yesterday or today. Yesterday, I think, is when it came in the mail. So it is a GMT game. It is called The Hunters. It says German U-boats at war, 1939 to 1943. It says it is a history simulation game. The time is 12:56 hours on September 3rd, 1939. So that is my guess for when. Usually he likes me to guess who, what, when, and where. So I already know my when, which is 12:56 hours, September 3rd, 1939. And it says German U-boats at war. So I'm going to guess Germans. And that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a great one. I'm just kidding. But anyways, so that's the front of the box here. We're doing this picture-in-picture thing again, so forgive me if I forget that camera is there. But here's the front of the box here. Game design by Gregory Smith, graphic design by Ian Wedge and Roger B. McGowan. Is anything important on the sides? Nope, it just says the same thing on the sides. And then the back says The Hunters. Looks like kind of just given like a brief, like a breakdown of the game, shows examples of like counters. So we have sample counters, German type, what would that be? 10, what is V? 10? 12? I don't know. I can't, Roman numerals I can understand up to a certain point, but I can't, and I don't know if that's even Roman numerals or if it's some other form, but German type VIIC U-boat display mat, which is what this is an example of. You have the situation, the game, content. So this, I guess, explains what was going on in history because it's a historically accurate game, I'm assuming. So this maybe tells us what happened then, and this is what the game does or what the game is going to be pertaining to. The contents, I do like to go over that, and then we'll open it up and see what we have. So the contents, we have 1 1/2-inch full color 2-sided counter sheet with 140 counters. We have a rules booklet with designer notes, 4 player aid cards that are 2-sided, a U-boat patrol log sheet, 4 U-boat display mats that are 2-sided, a U-boat combat mat, U-boat combat mat, U-boat combat mat, U-boat combat mat. If you start saying that really fast, say it 5 times fast, you're going to be tongue-tied. 3 6-sided and 2 10-sided dice. 1 1d20 die. 8 commandment cards, new for 3rd printing, whatever that means. And then 2 patrol maps, new for 3rd printing. Again, we've got the credits here. Over here, it is low to moderate on the complexity. Average playtime is 2 to 3 hours. Players, looks like it's a solitary game. It does have options for 2 or more, but the suitability for solitaire play is very high. And replayability is also very high. And it's for ages 14 and up. So this is ideally played as a solitaire, but if you want to play it with more, you can. And it looks like even if you play it solo or you play it, the playability and the solitaire component of it are very, very good. So that is the front and back of the box. So now we'll just go ahead and open it up here. And I did want to say that I go to the doctor tomorrow, so if I grimace in pain, it's just from my knee. I don't know what I did to it, but I guess that's just part of getting old. Literally just like one afternoon it started hurting, and that was like a week ago, and it hasn't really improved any. Oh yeah, I love the inside. I love when the boxes have this like divider thing, especially if it does have a picture on it, but it's so like organizational. It just makes me so happy. So I love that. I'm bouncing from subject to subject, but yeah. So if I go with some pain, it's just my knee. I don't know what I did to it. We'll find out tomorrow. So let's see. So this is the Hunter's Patrol log sheet. It says so right there, which is very helpful when it says that. And yeah, this front and back. So yeah, I guess it's just for you to keep track of different things throughout the game. It has like dates, patrol, targets, which is ship name and tonnage, and then sunk tonnage. And then the back, I believe, is the same thing. It's just, yeah. So for you to use that, that is a player aid, or that is a log sheet for you to use. And then there is 2 front and back player aids. Let's see if they're the same. Nope, different. Okay, so let's just see. Those must be the maps. I have no idea. I should just go through it, each one, because there was a lot of stuff in there. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of stuff. Honestly, it says the list is long, but it's just a lot of these like single sheet player aid cards, and it told you what each one of those did. So it's not really a whole lot in this box. So we'll save that and that for last. So this is the Tanker Target Roster. This is a player aid card, 3 of 4. Player aid, yeah. So that's player aid 3 of 4. This is 4 of 4, 2 of 4, 1 of 4. So these are your 4 player aids. So the first one, we have an encounter chart, and then an explanation of results for whatever encounter you get, I guess, depending on what you roll. We have the U-boat patrol assignment, aircraft encounter, and flak attack versus aircraft. So that was the first player aid. The second one is U-boat damage and repair chart. So looks like it's saying location of damage, and then I guess what it means or how you get that, maybe. Yeah, flooding, roll, what you have to roll, and what the result means. So there's that. And then the back of that one is U-boat torpedo / deck gunfire chart, the torpedo dud chart, an attack damage chart, an escort detection chart, an escort air attack chart, and a U-boat damage chart. So there is that. The third is a Tanker Target Roster. Again, another tongue twister. Tanker Target Roster. Tanker Target Roster. Tanker Target Roster. Tanker Target Roster. Roster. So we have roll, so what you have to roll, what the tonnage is, which I don't know what that word honestly means. Ship ID, and then it repeats itself. And then we have the North America Target Roster. Again, what you roll, the tonnage of ship ID we have for small freighter, large freighter, and tanker. And then we also have a capital ship target roster. And the back of this is small freighter target roster and large freighter target roster. These are very the words in this, I just want to make them into a tongue twister for my kids. They just sound like fun things to say over and over again, right? And then the last player aid says random events. So it is exactly what it says, random events. And then the back of it is optional small freighter target roster and optional large freighter target roster. So there are the player aids and the log sheet. Actually, let me make sure. Okay, so we have done the player aid cards, and then yeah, the U-boat patrol log sheet. We've already done that. So then we have, what is this? A U-boat combat mat. Yep, that's on here. And it is front. No, it is just front. So there's the U-boat combat mat. So we have target 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have air attack, escort, and wolf pack, which is local to us, NC State. That's not what that means, but that's what it means to me, or what reminds me of. Day and night, surf and sub. We have combat versus escorted ships. Damaged ships can be automatically followed per step 9B. Incoming hits on U-boat, close range, medium range, long range. This is obviously about the combat between the boats. It's a combat mat. So, therefore, it's a mat for combat for U-boats. I'm telling you guys, I'm so smart. Like, I really shock myself sometimes with the level of genius that comes out of my head. I'm totally kidding. All right, and then we have 4 U-boat display mats that are 2-sided. So let's try to find those. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here are the 4 U-boat display mats, right? Does it say? Doesn't say, but that's what it looks like, because it says U-boat display mat, and this is a picture of it on the back of the box. So that's what these are. They're front and back. So this one is type, whatever number that is. Again, I'm not familiar with the Roman numerals much past like the introductory one, so I don't want to even guess. I think V is like 10, right? So would that be like 12 and then whatever C? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend to guess. But we have the boat up here. We have a rank and medal and rewards thing up here. Crew quality and random event. We have forward torpedo tubes, deck gun, mines. Yeah, so it looks like it's about weapons and like where they're located. Here's the damage. So you can take on damage, and then at the end it'll be sunk, flooding, surface. I guess when it becomes even with the surface. We have our engines, and yeah, so just the patrols, just all the things that tell the things of the things. And then the back is a different. So the front says type VIID. The back says type VIIC flak. And then it has all the same kind of things. Okay, so yeah, they are all different. This one is VIIC, and this one is VIIB, just the types. But it looks like they all have the same like options. It says a place for the rank, for the medal and reward, for your crew quality, for events, for your weapons, for your damage, all that kind of stuff. And then VIIA and IXC, and then IXB and IXA. So those are the 4 U-boats. What are they? Display mats. U-boat display mats. That. Then we have I'm looking, sometimes it says on here what this is. Some kind of a map. 2 patrol maps. That must be what these are. Yeah, I think these must be the patrol maps. It doesn't say on here anywhere. It just says maps on them, but it doesn't say. But yeah, so these look like these boxes match some of the things that were on the display mats. But this just looks super confusing to me. Like I'm like, I thought this was gonna be like not too in depth and too hard, and it's gonna be something fun and lighthearted to do in the midst of all this crazy going on. But it's like stressing me out now because there's all these lines and arrows and boxes that like I don't know what they mean. But we do have Africa spelled with a K, and Sud America, which must be how the Germans spell it, I guess. We have Canada. We have I don't know what that says, but for use with what type of U-boats you use that with, and what type of U-boats you use this with here. So yeah, these are the, what did I say? These are the patrol maps. 2 patrol maps, yep. Then we have, it says the Hunter's third printing bonus material. The following bonus material has been added as a supplement for our 3rd edition printing of the Hunters. We hope you enjoy using these optional components for the game. So this is different. This is different optional components. So we have historical commandment cards. And then we have patrol maps. So you don't have to use those if you don't want to, I guess, in the original rules. And then here is the counter sheet, which I like because there's not too many, but they are very small. So yeah, these boxes look like what were on those patrol maps or on the display maps. And then we have some like weapons, some flags, some mine, like, you know, weapons, flags. I said all that already. Here's like damage tokens over here. And then there's a bunch of blank ones, which I'm assuming are so that you can maybe add some stuff into it. Maybe from this optional thing, I'm assuming maybe. I don't know, but there's a bunch of blank ones here, so I guess if you need to print off extra or something, I don't know. Gimpy will tell you all of this that I get wrong, but that is the counter sheet. I'll just hold it up a little bit closer so you can see it. That is the, does it say if that's the front? That's the back of the counter sheet. And then here is the front. And then last, well not last, but here's the rules. And that is a 28-page rule book. It is color. Looks like there is some more, or there is a, I just saw it. There is an extra patrol log sheet back here in the back. So I guess if you run out of this handy dandy notepad full of them, you do have this so you can make more copies if you would like. So that's cool. And then, yeah, the back also had this, so it looks like you can make more counters. So I'm guessing you can copy these or print these off, and then you just take and cut them out carefully and put them onto these counters. So you can make more counters if you need replacements or if you need more so that more players can play. But that is really cool they have that. So third printing. So that's what that paper was talking about, the options to make more so you can play with more people. Because remember, this technically said that it's a solitaire game and the solitaire playability is through the roof. But you can play it with more people if you want. And that's what that third printing option thing was for, to give you the option to make more, to play with more people, I guess. So this is just your, rule book. Again, if you're new to this Gimpys Gal Guesses thing, I don't read these because that defeats the purpose of me guessing. So we're not going to read any further into that. We are going to look at the dice. So it says we have 1d20, which is this red one here. 3 6-sided. And it says there's 2 3 6-sided. So there's the 3 6-sided. And then there's 2 10-sided right here. So here's the D20. Here are the 3 regular dice. The 6-sided, you have 2 white and 1 black. And then we have a black and a white of the D10. And then the very, very, very last thing that we have are these people cards. So this one says Otto Kretschmer. And it's a front and back card. So like this part says, I guess the kind of boat that he was in, the dates that maybe he served, his rank, his boat, how many ships he sunk, his abilities in the game. And then the back has his awards and his patrols. I don't know. This must just be if you pick to play this person, this is what their abilities are and what happens to them in the game. So just a bunch of different people. Eric Topp, Henrik Leiby, Victor Schutz. They all look German, except no, this one isn't. Henrik Lehmann Willenbrock, Carl Frederick Merton, and Herbert Schulze. So yeah, let's see if we can figure out if they're besides German what the other. What's the German? So they're all German. So yeah. So this one isn't going to be super easy to guess, even though it says on the front that it's a history simulation game, that it takes place at 12:56 hours on September 3rd, 1939, and we know that the German U-boats are at war. So this is what? World War II. That's all I got for you. I'm really, I don't know how to reiterate this enough. If you're new to watching Gimpys Gal Guesses, my name's Elise. I'm Gimpy's wife. But I'm not like a history buff. Gimpy majored in history in college before he went into the Marines and got deployed and was not able to finish. But he is like a credit or two short of finishing. But he majored in history, so he loves history. He's very passionate about it. It interests him. It's something he wanted to do like career-wise before he went into the Marines and got wounded and all of that. So history is very interesting to him. And for me, it just isn't. I think it is crucial. I think it is something we obviously need to know the importance, because if we don't know history, it's doomed to repeat itself. Obviously, I can appreciate history is important, but it's just hard for me to get into little minute details. There are some stories that he's told me that have really got me to where I'm like, you know what, maybe if I did take more of an interest, I would find more parts about it that I enjoyed, but I just can't be bothered. Like, I just want him to tell me the stories that are interesting, and I'll leave the research and all the rest of it up to him. But, so yeah, I'm not the greatest at guessing historically based games, because if it doesn't just outright say the sides and when and where and the war, then I'm likely to get some part of it wrong. Because while I know generals and I know what most people know, maybe a little more than most, I don't know much more than that. So I am going to base my guess off of what the front of the box already did for me, which is tell me the when and the where. So it's, well, not the where, it tells me the when and the who. So it's the German U-boats. It's from 1939 to 43, specifically started on September 3rd. And actually, if we go back and look at this log sheet, it says September 39 all the way to June of 43. So that is when it ended. I'm guessing that this is definitely World War II, so it would be somewhere in Europe area. That's what those maps would indicate anyway, but it's in the oceans because it's U-boats at war. So it wouldn't be in Europe, it'd be in the oceans. So that was dumb. I was just checking to see if you guys are paying attention to my guess. If you caught that I said they were in Europe when they technically are in the ocean because they're on boats, good on you. If you didn't, then I gotcha. Just kidding. But yeah, this one is, again, it's a GMT game called The Hunters. It just arrived yesterday. He's been waiting for me to do the guesses so he can get it out on the table. I know that he has several projects and things that he is working on. And now that we are going to be home for the next few weeks without much else to do, I'm sure he will get several of them up to you guys. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you are interested in playing The Hunters, or if you've tried any of GMT's games before and you enjoyed it, let us know. Again, if you haven't subscribed, click the subscription button. Just click subscribe right now. It literally takes 2 seconds. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a ton. And please, 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 if you enjoy his videos, like them as well, because that's another way that he knows what you're enjoying and what you're not enjoying and what to put his time and energy into. I hope to be more active. Like I said, things were kind of crazy. It was winter. We had holidays and birthdays and a lot of stuff going on. And then now I've hurt my knee, and life gets crazy, as you all know. But we are hoping that the WBC will still be on. We're still planning to go. And hopefully we can get some more videos up and be a little more active, maybe do some more Facebook or Instagram posts and try to be more interactive. So if you'd be interested in that, let us know. But again, thank you for watching. And I'm sure he will be working on this one very, very soon and get it up on the channel. So be looking for that. And I hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you next time. Bye.